Hey everybody, it's Vex here. As you might have noticed, I'm tweaking the audio around a little bit to kind of find the right setting because I know some people have complained that the my voice is a little low in my videos, so I'm trying to find the right setting. Right now, I'm boosting it by like 2 decibels, so hopefully this sounds a little bit better and I'm not too loud. I don't want to be too loud. That's even worse, because that makes the videos unwatchable. At least with too low, you can turn the volume up. Um, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to watch my YouTube videos with the volume really low because most of the videos out there are really, really loud. Anyway, just wanted to let you know I'm wearing my Orin t-shirt. If you can't tell, that's the let me see if I stand up a little bit. That is the Orin from the Neverending Story, and they've taken some creative license with this T-shirt, and so that's the oh gosh, the wolf that is like the minion of the Nothing, and then if you actually look up here, it's not just the normal Orin. That's the Luck Dragon, which I can't think of his name all of a sudden, and then Atreyu's actually riding him, or no, not Atreyu. It's the main character. Um, but yeah, I love this shirt. I'm a big fan of the Never Ending Story. So I noticed that I was wearing it in my video as I'm watching myself record, but that's why I mentioned it. But anyway, this video in particular is one that people have requested um, that I do, um, and I should say I have another video that sort of shows the same thing, but it's not quite different. And I've always pointed to people who've requested this video to watch this video because it kind of shows how to do it, but it's not really like in this video. I take assets that are already part of Dungeon Painter Studio and then I recolor them and then re-import them into Dungeon Painter Studio so they're a new color. Um, in this video, I'm going to just show you how to import assets into Dungeon Painter Studio in the 2 different ways that I know. Part of the reason I've been waiting for a while to get this video done is I've been waiting for some new assets. I got these assets uh, from 2 Minute Tabletops Patreon. Um, and I'll show you. So patreon.com. If you're not aware of patreon.com, there's a whole bunch of different things you can be a Patreon for. I do not have a Patreon page set up because I don't really have anything to give away with Patreon. Um, and I don't feel like people should be paying me like even $1 a month or whatever for a whole lot of nothing. Um, Anything that I sell through DM's Guild. Um, but I think I'm like a $5 a month Patreon for 2 Minute Tabletops, which means I get um, huh. There is some stuff that I still don't have, but yeah, I'm a gold supporter. I spend $5 a month. I believe for $2 a month though, you get access to his assets. Yep, an asset pack for each base map he creates. Um, I like getting all of his map variants, and I like the Photoshop files that you can get. There are some other Patreons out there. I don't necessarily follow them all, but there's a ton of Patreon artists. Another one that you can get their stuff through Dungeon Painter Studio, but not all of it, is Forgotten Adventures. If you want all of their stuff, I think you have to go $3 a month. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to show you where I got these, and that's kind of why I've been waiting on this video because I needed assets to work with to import. So I've got this zip file. I'm actually going to delete these. I've already gotten those installed. Those were my other map variants and stuff. So here we go. Uh, it comes in a zip file. I use WinRAR rather than like WinZip or other programs. 7-Zip. There's a whole bunch of different programs you can use for opening zip files. I've just used WinRAR for so long. I probably should pay for WinRAR, but nah. I'll just click the little link that or the little box that pops up every time. Anyway, um, both ways that I import assets into uh, Dungeon Painter Studio, I start with the highest sized asset I can. So I'm gonna actually drag this whole folder of assets, the 300 DPI ones, out to here, and it'll extract them all. And then I'm gonna rename it because these are infected crypt. So I've got the folder named correctly. And once I've done that, I'm going to delete this zip file just because there's no reason to keep it. And I've got some other ones here that I haven't really imported into Dungeon Painter Studio because they're not really Dungeon Painter Studio assets. These are more for like an overland map. And then this is the collaboration that he did with a bunch of other people, which is it this one? This is like oh, these are just the monsters. Hold on. I thought there was the Tarrasque Task of Maureen Trask is this where you battle 5th edition supposedly deadliest monster. Now I can't show off the whole PDF because that would be like copyright infringement, but the whole map, I'm trying to think if there was a oh yeah, I can probably at least bring this up on the screen without breaking any. I hope not. It'll be really low quality. I won't zoom in. I think you can get this for just a couple bucks though. But basically, it's like you go inside a Tarrasque. Like there's the Tarrasque's mouth, and you go through like its internal organs. It's a very cool idea and concept. I haven't actually run it. I want to run it. Um, I probably will. I'm kind of now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I need to build this in Fantasy Grounds, and it even comes with like music. Um, they got the Griffin saddlebag to do like art and or well, not only art but magic items. Like these are the magic item cards, whereas Tarrasque plate can load that up. I keep closing Photoshop. I should just leave it open. But this is like legendary plate armor. Probably shouldn't show it for too long. There we go. I don't want to. But yeah, like it was. I don't even remember who all the collaborators are. I probably could look that up. I'm sure it was on his Patreon. Let me see. Tarrasque Adventure Collaboration. There it is. So DM Dave, was DM Dave actually involved? 20 battle map makers, 2 miniature makers, 2 composers, 1 magic item creator, 1 monster maker, and 1 adventure writer to bring together this like thing. And like, yeah. See, maybe they're giving it away for free now. So like 2-minute tabletops what did he do? He did the right kidney. Venatus Maps did the bladder. Forgotten Adventures did the left kidney. Oh, John Steven did the Ilium. Fantasy Atlas did the jejunum. It looks like Season and Piku, which I don't know them. They did a bunch. Roll for Initiative did the pancreas. I know a lot of these people. Maphammer did the heart. Yeah, whoever I'm gonna have to check out CZ and Pico. Oh, you know what? I may actually have seen their stuff before. Oh yeah, their maps are cool. Yep, gonna have to bookmark this and come back later and maybe become one of their Patreons. I may have to look and see if they give away assets and if you can use those assets. And oh my gosh, they've got a whole bunch of $20 for their commercial license. Probably not. I might have to still get their maps for fun for my own personal use. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go back to the ones that I keep getting distracted. These are the assets, which it looks like mostly the same eggs but in multiple colors. And then there's some other sarcophagi, and ooh, that's a cool. Those are cool. I like those sarcophagi. Paving flourish. That's cool. Okay, so we're gonna import these into Dungeon Painter Studio. Now, there's two ways. Well, there's really three ways you can do this, but two of them are very similar. So I'm going to show you that way first. I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm going to go to the folder where 2 Minute Tabletop assets are actually stored. So where they're going to be stored is wherever you have Steam installed, and then in Steam Apps, Common, Dungeon Painter Studio, and then you go to Data and Collections, and then the folder of whatever you're going to install. For this, in this case, it's 2 Minute Tabletop. And then we're going to put this whole folder that we just copied into objects. And I'm just going to paste it. And then we're going to restart Dungeon Painter Studio so that it sees those assets, because it doesn't see them unless you restart. Sorry, I need a drink while it's installing. Or loading, I should say, not installing. I can probably delete a whole bunch of those files that we deleted. There we go. Okay. So now, if I go to objects, because they were all objects, and then if I scroll down to the eyes, infected crypt, they're all here. Now, the funny thing is, because if you choose the 300 DPI, most of these assets will show up about the right size that you want them. So almost all of these eggs and stuff are going to look up about right, which is why I prefer that first method, just the copy and paste. If you don't, sometimes it might squish them or make them look weird, but for the most part, I think it did a good job. I'm looking at all these, and they should all be all the same for the same colors. But you do want to check them all. Oops, I clicked on the start menu. I did it again. I like the hiding start menu, but okay. So this one showed up as a circle, and that looks like about the right size. Yeah, that sarcophagus might be a little big. I mean, but you can always rescale. That's a broken sarcophagus. It's a weapon pedestal. I think they look just fine, but I'm going to show you the other method anyway, okay? So we're going to make a new folder. Well, actually, let me show you. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. If you import a object with the same name, exactly the same name, using the second method that I'm about to show you, it will replace the current object. So like if I go add custom art to collection, and then I need to go to my pictures, map assets, 2 Minute Tabletops, new stuff, infected crypt, and I import this same thing right here, it's got the same name, it's going to replace that one. So now on this screen, you can see I've got a selection tool, and you can see it's already going to be different because the one we placed was something like this. Whoa, hold on. It was like, no, I didn't do that right. It was like 1x2. And that looks like about right. That's exactly what we had. However, by default, it's picking it up and going, no, let's do it 3x2. And if you do that, it's going to be wait. Oh, it didn't replace it. It put it in a new thing. So I'll put these side by side. I'm not sure why it didn't replace it. Should have. Let me see it. No, not export. Why did I do that? Is it because it didn't pick up the .png? Yeah, it didn't. If I do .png, it won't let me do the period. That's weird. Anyway, you can see they basically look the same. But when you import stuff that way with this add custom art, you have to go through each and everything. If you're just importing a few things, that's fine. I prefer just dragging them in. Now, the problem with dragging them in is sometimes they really are not the right size. And you want them at least close to the right size so that you don't have to mess around with the scale too much. But basically, if you're importing something, I know what I can do. Let me do add custom art, but we're not going to add it from here. We're going to add it from, if I go to the 2-minute tabletop stuff, I go to objects and I go down to, what is it? It's galleon. Okay, these galleons, some of them are really big. Like, let's just do the galleon deck. 22 by 7. If I import this image here, see, it's only going to import it as a 10 by 7, which is wrong. If I go over here to it, that's way too tiny. It's supposed to be 22. Wait. It said it imported it as 10 by 7, but that's like 20 by. It did import it almost correctly. That's weird. Let me see that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 20. It imports it. That's weird. It imported it correctly. It must be because it's picking it up as the right size. But yeah, sometimes when they're not the right size, yeah, that's actually importing completely correctly. How weird. I'm trying to show you an example of something that doesn't import correctly. Maybe if I just import a map. Let's try that. Let's go to, okay, so we're going to go up to the 2-minute tabletops. Nope, wrong one. Going to go to DPS, but we're going to click 2-minute tabletop downloads. Let's go to the new maps, the ones that I just got, these infected ones. Infected crypt. Infected crypt. I like the orange dark one without really looking too close. Okay, so now it wants to import it as 10 by 7, which can't be right. Because it's way bigger than that, I'm sure, the actual map. And the only way to fix that, yeah, it's 23 by 16. The only way to fix that is to resize the map so that it is exactly the right size in your assets folder over here. So like going back to the galleon as an example, if we go to the galleon, what was the 22 by 7? If we load this image in Photoshop and look at, like when I go to save it, what's the actual size? It's 44 by 1700. So it's 200 dots per, or pixels per square to get it right. So for instance, 200 pixels. So if it's 200 pixels per square, and we go back to our, where am I going? Documents, role-playing games, Dungeons Dragons, maps, 2-minute. This infected. Let's make a copy of this. Copy. Go back to pictures. I keep wanting to go to a working folder. Map assets. Okay, we'll paste it right here. Then we'll open it in Photoshop. What's the actual size in this thing? 1925 by 1400. Okay. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, wait, it already told me. It was in the file size. 23 by 16. So 23 by 16, it should be 4,600. That can't be right. 40 should be 4,600 by 3,200 if it's really 23 by 16. I don't think it's really 23 by 16. Unless it's 23 by 16, but like not including the margin. What if I do 48? No, that still doesn't look right. What was the size? See, this is what's weird. If you and it's like calculating the PNG size and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's gonna take a second. PNGs are not fun to work with. I don't know. I had that set as the preset though. Okay, let's go back into here. 1925 by 1400. Okay, let's get a calculator out. So 1925 divided by 23. That can't be right. He's got his his squares. It's such a weird number, really? Well, we'll get it close. We'll just do based off of he says it's 23 by 16. We'll go 46. We're gonna squish it. Oh shit. I forgot to switch it from PNG. Bad Vex. Bad. It's gonna take 10 seconds again. While it reticulates splines. That's a deep cut. Okay, now I should be able to switch it. Okay, let's go to JPEG. That's what I want anyway. And then, okay, now that we've got this no longer linked, this should be 3,200. Let's see how badly it tweaks the map. Oh, hardly at all. Hardly at all. Okay. No, not in that folder. Pictures, map assets. Yeah, right there. Okay. So now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and save this just because, so that you can see the difference. This is imported at 10 by 7. Completely unusable. It won't fit to the grid. Let's try importing the other one that's already set at the right like ratio that Dungeon Painter Studio likes. This one. See, it picked up that ratio because it's 200 pixels per square. It picked up that it's 23 by 16, and we're pretty much on the grid, but it goes off. Because his map is quirky. It's not an exact science. I'd have to figure out what the exact number is, based on the original. Like I said, we did it with the calculator. Where was the calculator? What did he have? He had 1925 divided by 23 is this weird number times 200. Wait, am I doing that right? That can't be right. What did I do wrong? That's the number of pixels per square in the current map. And I want to change it to 200, not... Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Okay. This number Oh no, wait. 200 divided by 2.389. Okay. So 2.8389. So 1925 times 2 point, well, I can just copy and paste. Come on, copy the whole thing. Doesn't want to copy. There we go. Enter. 4600.1. Are you kidding me? That's what we had was 4600. So then what is screwy? Okay, it must be the other dimension. Okay, 1400. Let's see. 1400 divided by 16. 87.5. Unless he's got it 23 by 16 and it's actually not 16. And that's a possibility. But okay, 87.5. And I want to do 200 divided by 87.5.08. Okay. So then 1400 times, wait, did I do that right? No, I didn't. Okay. I'm so bad at this sometimes, but I usually figure it out. 87.5 times 200. No. No, I was doing it right the first time. What I need to do is 200 divided by 87.5. There we go. We get this number. Okay, this number. And then we do 1400 times that number. 3200. That's exactly what the heck? Okay, then his map just doesn't have a good grid on it. Because if we were resizing this to 4600 by 3200, which is what we did, it should have showed up just perfect. I'm just going to redo it. Cancel. Let's try import. Yeah, see, the grid is just not showing up correctly. But I'm wondering if I can tweak it here. I wish I could zoom in a little bit. That's almost right. I want to be able to go out further, though. But yeah, you can see the issues you run into when you try to import bigger things, big chunks. In this particular case, this map does not line up correctly with the scale or with the grid. Even if I undid stick to grid, I might be able. Okay, so if I undo stick to grid, I can get it pretty damn close, but not quite. It's his map. He didn't do the greatest grid on. It looks like a hand-drawn grid, and sometimes those hand-drawn grids, it's not like it's Ross's fault. It's a hand-drawn map. So that's about as close as you're gonna get to like perfect. But when you're importing assets, that's the trick, is to find. So I've shown you all three methods now. The first method is just to copy things into a folder and put that folder into the 2-minute tabletop There we go. Now I can remove that. Put that folder into your 2-minute tabletop assets folder, which again I will show you guys. I have a quick link to it, but well, you don't have to put it into the 2-minute tabletop assets folder. Specifically, you need to put it into the Dungeon Painter Studio folder where you want it. So that folder is wherever you have Steam installed, then Steam Apps, Common, Dungeon Painter Studio, then Data, and then Collections. So Data has service and templates in it. You don't want to mess around with those. Collections, these are all just almost all PSDs. There might be some JPEGs in there, but most of them are going to be not PSDs, PNGs. This working folder is a folder I added for when I'm messing around with assets. But you're gonna see floors and objects, and then in some of them you might see walls, and then tokens, which I don't think I don't think anybody uses tokens. Alex probably built that based off of but like you'll see most of them have walls, but not all of them do. Oh, there's somebody who used tokens. Are there actually tokens in there? There actually are tokens in there. Oh, there's a lot of tokens. Which one? Oh, that's the Dragonville one. Okay. But yeah, once you put the folder in your objects, or if it's a floor in the floors, or if it's a wall in the walls, most of you're gonna have to do some work to get walls and floors to work. But for objects, you can just most of the time you can just paste the folder of your new assets right in here, and when you load up Dungeon Painter Studio, it's ready to go. I'm gonna leave these assets the way they are right now because they're gonna work. I don't need to do anything else. I mean, you can, and then the second method, of course, is to manually add stuff one at a time, and you grab. Let me go back to. Oh, we'll do something different. So like one of these buildings, okay. And then you kind of have to figure out how big you want it. Well, I don't want it to be, what is that? Like 6 by 6? Maybe if I was going to use this asset, like 1 by 1. And it might show up like that. Looks like, and that's where the grid's going to be. So if you want it to like be inside the grid, you got to find a medium that, that might work. For, if I was going to build an overland map in Dungeon Painter Studio, I would have a bunch of these assets built in. But I don't use these for I don't use this for overland maps. I use it only for like grid fighting maps, battle maps type stuff. But yeah, that's the second method, is to use the add custom. And then if you have assets that are really weird, you might need to open them up in an art program like Photoshop or GIMP or Krita or whatever, or Corel, and then resize them. And the size that Dungeon Painter Studio likes is 200 by 200. So for like each square should be 200 by 200. So yeah, that is how you import stuff into Dungeon Painter Studio, and then you can, make a map really easily with these objects. Like for instance, if we were to make a map with these, I'd probably do some sort of creepy cave. Like, where's my cavern? Cave room builder. Oh, we can do the brown. Some sort of dirt cave, maybe. Let's see. Oh, I want stick to grid back on. Not a big map, just a little cave here. Okay, so we got our walls group, and then we need the floor. I'm going to use the polygon tool, and I want the one that's untextured. I stick to grid on, right? Yeah. There we go. I'll stick to grid. Might as well. It's not too big. Nothing complicated going on. Move that under. That looks strange to me. It's probably because it didn't go through the corner. Yep, okay. There was like a dark corner there. Okay, and then I think I'll just put a little background behind everything. And we'll put on our grid key square. I'll use the cave room one. Group all of that. And then we'll go back to those objects and we'll go to infected crypt. And I think I'll use, I like the purple ones. I think the purple ones will look cool. But we'll put one of these broken broken sarcophagi. Who do I want to put in the paving flourish? Nah, I'm not going to. And then I think I'm going to use the purple ones. The purple ones look cool. I am going to change the scale just a little bit. I'm going to go down to like 80. I'm going to take stick to grid off. And just going to go through and kind of put some of these egg thingies all over the place. And I'm not using random angle right now, mostly because I kind of am just placing them based on their current orientation, the way they were drawn. Although this one I kind of want to turn. There we go. I want to put it like along the wall here. Oh, it didn't go. All of this stuff should be on top of the background. Oh, I don't want random angle. I want to go back to maybe like right there. Put a few in individually here and there, just where I want them. But then I can group all that. And then maybe there's like an egg that's ready to hatch. And maybe these eggs change color when they're ready to hatch. And I'm going to take it up. I'm going to make it even bigger. Because like they swell up and they're about to burst or something like that. Don't want that one. Which one do I want? Oh, I think I'll just take that one, the very basic one. I'm going to hit random angle just to randomize it. Put it like right. Where do I want it? I kind of like my initial idea. Put it right there. And then, let's see, I think I'm going to do one of these glows. No, that looks weird. Remove. Okay, I think I'll do the shadow, but I'm going to change the color. First of all, let's apply it. Yeah, but I'm going to change the color to like, because I'm going to try and do the lighting effect right in here. I usually would do that in Photoshop, but show you how you can do it in here. Blur, alpha, strength. Okay. I'm just going to turn the strength all the way up. And then the drop shadow, same color. Which one did we use? It was one over here, I think. Close enough. Okay, we're going to take the distance out. I almost don't want an angle. I'll blur the shit out of it, though. I don't want an inner glow. There, that looks pretty good. Okay, there, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for the stronger blur on the top one. I'm not a huge fan of doing lighting this way, but it works for something simple. And I just wanted to show you guys this. But you can do kind of quick and easy lighting effects using that glow. But now we've got a map, pretty much. I'm not going to go through the usual method of like exporting it and all that stuff. I just wanted to show you how you could import these assets and get them into Dungeon Painter Studio and then use them. But yeah, if you tweak them and you take your time, if you're really like they're really important assets, it's worth it. I would use the second method if you're going to add a bunch of little assets and you want them just right, the scale just right, and going through and, selecting, okay, I want this to be exactly, 2 wide and 1 high or whatever, if they're going to be assets that you use a lot, that's the way to do it. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you guys on this video is for those of you who are Dungeon Painter Studio fans, there was actually a new version announced. Actually, let me open up. Hold on. I want to see if he ever responded. Yeah, he hasn't made another post in a while. But if I go back to here, this is the very beginning. This is Pyro, the guy who developed Dungeon Painter Studio. And if you look, there is a new version of Dungeon Painter Studio in the works. The basic tools have been moved, like the stuff that's up here along the top has been moved to the side, it looks like, and made smaller to give you more screen space. You still have the assets all along the bottom. You still have the layers, although they've built in more of a tree view rather than the going like into a group. But it looks like most of the stuff is built into the system now, and you can see they do have lighting effects set up and everything's casting shadows and stuff. I do believe that you're going to be able to kind of define what casts a shadow, and I believe you'll be able to mess around with like the color of light and all this sort of stuff. But he did confirm. I could probably go and find it, but he did confirm that this is an update to the current software, even though it uses a totally different uh, even though it uses a totally different like software. Like they rebuilt it from the ground up using a different engine. That's what I was trying to say. Even though they've done that, they're not charging people again. If you own this software, if you own Dungeon Painter Studio as is, you will get this new update when it comes. They haven't responded yet, I don't think, as to whether the current version of the software you'll be able to retain that like as a second, like a classic version or something like that. I'm hoping that you can do both, like because I have a feeling I'll still like to use the original software. But that's some exciting news for those of you who really like Dungeon Painter Studio. So I just thought I'd mention that here at the end of this video. So if you do have any specific questions about anything that I did in this video, please do leave them in the comments. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe because that just helps me build this channel and get more, um, you know, more people out there aware that anyone can make maps. It really doesn't take a whole lot of talent. I am not super talented. I'm not an artist that is like actually drawing the little assets, although I do that a little bit, but I'm not very good at it. Um, and if you like this video, of course, like it. You know, I would recommend most. I know every YouTube channel out there is like hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and then hit the little bell button. And I find that really annoying personally. I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. However, I don't post videos all that often. So if you hit the little bell button when you do, because you do actually want to know when I post new videos, yeah, go ahead. But if you don't care and you're just gonna find these occasionally when you need to look up some stuff on how to do a map or whatever, I'm not offended either way. I do this for fun, just like all of you. This is my hobby, and I make the stuff and sell it on DM's Guild just to support my hobby. I'm not like trying to make thousands and thousands of dollars a month, and support myself just doing this. Although that would be the dream, right? That's what everybody wants. I really just want to make enough money that I can support my own D&D habit and other RPG habits. I tend to buy a lot of RPG books and stuff like that, even if I'm not going to run them. Like just recently, I got a hardcore copy or hardback copy of Star Trek Adventures by Modiphius. Because I'm planning on running that for some people when the Fantasy Grounds rule set is finished. They're supposed to be done with that rule set. Ooh, I think end of June or early July. That was kind of what they said. I'm really counting on them to get done with it because I want to jump right in and use it right away. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I keep rambling on because I'm just I'm talkative today, I guess. But I'm gonna let everybody go, and yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, in the in the doobly doo in the comment section, if you have specific questions, I will try to answer them. So please do comment if you have any questions. See you later, guys.